Hello friends, welcome back to Wings of Education. Today we are going to learn about CBSE Class 9th Beehive first chapter, The Fun They Had. First of all, we can learn new words from the chapter. Here are some new words. Cringly, with many faults or lines. Attic, a space just below the roof used as a storeroom. Scornful, contemptuous, showing you think something is worthless. Slot, a given space, time or position. Geared to, adjusted to a particular standard or level. Loftily, in a superior way. Let's discuss the lesson, The Fun They Had. This is a very light story. It is set in the future. It will make all of you love school. This story is regarding school life and how those children who do not go to school miss school. The setting of the story is in the future when perhaps there will be no school, no books. Now, how those students will miss going to school and will feel that their ancestors, that is the present generation, you all had fun going to school, meeting and helping each other. In the end, we come to know that this is an imagination of a young girl named Margie who comes to know that their ancestors used to go to school, all the children used to study together. So, when we read the story, we feel that school life is very good. The story we shall read is set in the future when books and schools as we now know them will perhaps not exist. How will children study then? The diagram below may give you some ideas. Let's see this diagram. Here you can see what will be the schools in the future. They will be learning through computers. There will be virtual classrooms. That means each child is sitting at their home. They have a computer in front of them and they are studying. There will be robotic teachers. There will be moving e-text. That means all the books will be in computers. Let's go to first paragraph. Margie is the main character of the story. She is a girl of 11 years of age. She writes a diary on the night of 17th May 2157. Right now we are living in 2021. As told earlier, the story is set in the future and it is set in the year 2157. So almost 1.5 century, that is 137 years from now. At that time, Margie writes an entry in her diary and she writes that Tommy found a real book and she is feeling so strange because in her times real books do not exist. They only have e-books, the virtual books. So books in the format of print on paper are extinct and so Margie is astonished to see a real book. Margie is reminded of her grandfather. He told her that his grandfather studied all the books that were printed on paper. So this kind of a book is historical or ancient for them, something which they cannot believe, they can't imagine. Margie is talking about the book that Tommy had found. She says that the pages of the book had turned yellow and they had been crushed as it was very old. The children found it very funny to read the words which stood still. What does it mean by that words that stood still? As the words were printed on the pages, they did not move. On the other hand, the books that Margie and Tommy read were online e-books. So in the e-books, how it happens, the text keeps on moving as your screen moves, but it was different in the books printed on paper. This was a very strange experience for these children. When you have a book which is printed on paper, whenever you flip the pages, you get to see the same thing written on the pages. On the other hand, in an e-book, the text keeps on changing on the screen. The screen is same. You have the same screen in front of you, but the text keeps on changing. So whenever you go back, the text is different. Second paragraph. Tommy disliked the printed book. He said that it was a waste because he felt that whenever you complete reading a book, you have to throw it away. You cannot have some different story written on the same book. On the contrary, he felt that computer screen was very good because the same screen had shown him many books and still he could read many more on it. He would not have to throw that screen away when once he had read a particular story. Margie agreed with Tommy's opinion. Margie was 11 years of age and she has not read as many books as Tommy had because Tommy was older to Margie. He was 13 years of age. Margie asked Tommy that where had he found the printed book. Tommy replied to Margie that he found the printed book in the storeroom of his house. He was so busy reading the book that he did not remove his glance from the book. Margie asked that what the book was about. Tommy replied that the book was about school, about going to school, about the life at school. Margie hated the word school, and so she said that what was there to write about it that an entire book had been written about school. Third paragraph. What is Margie's school? Margie's school is a mechanical teacher. A mechanical teacher, that means the machine which teaches you and not that school where we all go. Now, why did Margie hate school? Margie's school was a virtual classroom. It was not a real school like we have today. So in the future, we are thinking that the schools will be virtual classrooms. There will be machines that will be teaching the children. Margie hated this machine because it was giving her so many tests in geography which were very difficult for her and she was performing very bad. Finally, her mother thought that there was something wrong with the machine and so she had called the county inspector to check the mechanical teacher. Fourth paragraph. The county inspector came to check the mechanical teacher. He was a round little man and he had a red face. He was carrying a big box full of tools with dials and wires. Margie gives a description of the computer. She feels that it is very huge, it is black in color, and she dislikes its appearance. It has a big screen and all the lessons appear on the screen and many questions are asked on the same screen which are difficult for Margie. I think you get a clear idea from these 4 paragraphs. Isn't it? Yes. That's all for today. Thank you for watching. Please do subscribe, like and share. And also you can put comment on comment box. Then only I can understand whether you understood or not. I need all of your support. That's all friends. Thank you.